Hi, I'm Omrika, and today I'll be talking about the impact of industrialization and globalization on ethical and sustainable business practices. In today's interconnected world, the effects of factories and global trade are more clear than ever. These things have changed how countries work, how people live, and even the environment. But they've also brought up important questions about doing business in a way that is both fair and good for the planet. Change in climate has global warming caused by both human-made emissions of greenhouse gases and the resulting in huge shifts in weather patterns. The significance of this topic is that to understand with countries racing to be the highest of ranks in the economy, development has been increasing in a lot of countries, which means that there is a decrease in sustainability. It is very important to understand the significance of these changes and the global impact and risks it causes. Talking about industrialization, this is the process of moving from an agricultural economy to a manufacturing one. It involves the use of machines to produce goods on a large scale. There are four main stages of industrialization when it comes to the historical aspect. Number one is the early industrialization. This was the stage characterized by the use of simple machines and water power to produce goods. Number two, mass production. During this stage, more advanced machines and assembly lines were used to produce goods in larger scales. Number three is post-industrialization. This stage is marked by a shift away from manufacturing and towards services and technology. And number four is the digital age, which is now. This stage is characterized by the use of computers and the internet to produce goods and services. Industrialization has a huge impact on the global climate change. Climate change is an undeniable reality. The planet's average temperature has risen substantially since the early 1900s, resulting in severe weather patterns. These changes are having a profound impact on our lives, economies, and security. Finland's priorities for sustainable development goals include women empowerment and gender equality, under which they support singular goal and integration of gender equality across all goals. It also includes emphasis on human rights principles and elimination of discriminatory practices. They advocate for sexual and reproductive health and rights. Prioritizing gender equality is in economic and environmental areas, including access to natural resources. Another one of their priorities is water and sanitization, which is SDG 6. In this, they support a standalone goal for water sanitization, emphasizes the universal nature of access and the importance of hygiene. They advocate for reducing inequalities and promoting transboundary cooperation. Their other priorities include elimination of violence against women, equal employment and economic opportunities, equal education, women's leadership, gender responsive budgeting, and climate change mitigation and adaptation. Finland's priorities in sustainable development align with the overall focus of the Sustainable Development Goals on achieving a more equitable, sustainable, and inclusive world. Sweden's priorities for sustainable development include partnership for the goals, sustainable cities and communities, and gender equality and reduced inequalities. Under Partnership for the Goals, the Hub fosters collaboration among municipal organizations, research institutions, and businesses, promoting partnerships at the local, national, and global levels. Under Sustainable Cities and Communities, the Hub focuses on creating sustainable cities, addressing challenges related to urban development and infrastructure. Under Gender Equality and Reduce Inequality, the Hub prioritizes gender equality by addressing inequalities within and between the societies. The ethical business practices or code of conduct for Sweden include zero tolerance for corruption, operate safely and securely, sharing information responsibly, strive for gender equality and diversity, protecting human rights, travel safely and responsibly, and create opportunities for personal growth. Protecting human rights, respect people and develop societies, and ensure fair. The Finland Code of Conduct includes responsible use of public funds, competitive tender processes, anti-bribery and corruption, environmental responsibility, ethical workplace culture, and law compliance. The learning outcomes from this topic is number one, development of countries and industrialization may lower sustainability, but that may not always be the case. Sweden and Finland had policies set in order to maintain sustainability as they develop further. Number two is that both of the countries have strong business ethics, which are anti bribery and corruption, and progress towards initiatives such as gender equality. And number three is that both countries follow sustainable business practices, which include multiple SDGs. Recommendations for this is transition away from fossil fuels, early adoption transforming from dirty and expensive fossil fuel powers to renewable energy sources such as solar, wind, hydroelectric, or other geothermal takes significant resources. Number two is enhanced energy efficiency. Adoption of energy efficient technologies in building, transportation, and industry can, can sustainably reduce carbon footprint. Number three is carbon pricing. Instituting market based systems such as carbon taxes and cap and trade programs that reward businesses and individuals who reduce their carbon emissions. And number four is promote government policies.